My girlfriend's father turned out to be a monster who wanted me gone, so he tried to personally give me a fate worse than death, but I wasn't gonna let that slide. I was in sophomore year of college when I got my first girlfriend, and everything was perfect, except her genetics. You see, her dad was crazy. For our first 4 dates, her dad literally parked his car outside the diners we went to for our dates, and waited until we were done. And 2 months into our relationship, he confessed to hiring a private tutor to sit in our shared lecture hall, just to report back on my body language around her. And when he got the report that I was respectful and caring, he was finally willing to have me over for dinner. He planned it 2 weeks in advance, and I did everything I could to prepare. I bought the exact whiskey he drinks, aged and imported from his hometown. I took a crash course in anesthesiology, his career field, and even took a few tests so I'd know what he was talking about. But as soon as the day came, he opened the door with an AK-47 in his hand. I swear I thought he was pranking me, but that's when he started glaring at me, completely straight-faced. While keeping his eyes locked, he cocked his gun and reluctantly welcomed me into his home. Trying to impress him was like trying to do stand-up comedy at a funeral. Even when I handed him the $500 whiskey, he just nodded like it was the least impressive thing he'd ever seen. But my girlfriend was the love of my life, so even when he referred to me as a cotton-picking slave or darky, I just smiled. I'm black BTW. But I knew things were getting really good when he invited me to stay past dinner. Even my girlfriend looked over at me with widened, smiling eyes, until I said it. The one sentence that filled her dad with enough rage to ruin my life. Forever. Honestly, I don't think I would be able to handle that much pressure. My voice was uplifting, praiseful. Oh, he spoke through clenched teeth. So you don't think I can do my job correctly? After 15 years of applying anesthesia, you think I just don't know what I'm doing? My body tensed up. I knew there was no way out of this, so I just stayed silent. Dad, relax. Enough. He instantly interrupted my girlfriend who tried to de-escalate the situation. I heard his gun cock again, and I immediately shot up and made a beeline towards the door. I buried my face in my hands. My girlfriend's family was extremely traditional, and if I didn't have the approval of her dad, then there was no way I could marry her one day. This thought alone was enough to make me tear up, but there was no way I'd let her dad catch me crying, so instead, I just drove home. There, I took a good hard look at myself in the mirror. I stared at my skinny arms. I thought of how empty my bank account was. No effing wonder. If I was him, I'd hate my guts too. From then on, I started going to the gym almost every day. I picked up an extra 20 hours of work a week. There was no way my laziness would be the reason I didn't get to marry the love of my life. But after going ham for just 3 days, I got an injury, like a throbbing, extremely painful injury. As I drove myself to the ER, I called my girlfriend, mainly just to keep her updated on what was going on. Wait, is it Waterstone Hospital? I told her yes, and she told me to wait. 2 minutes later, she told me not to worry about the wait time, because her dad would pull some strings and make sure I get into the surgery room ASAP. An awful gut feeling washed over me, but I just wanted the pain to end. So I thanked her, and she told me not to worry, because her dad would make sure I get the best surgeon there. I highly doubted it, but thanked her again anyway. Well, fast forward to the operating table. Her dad was the one to inject me with anesthesia, and I fell asleep. Except I didn't wake up when the surgery was over. I still remember how it felt when my eyes felt like they were taped shut, and my arms tied down. I tried moaning around the tube in my mouth. It was then that I realized I had woken up during my surgery. As I tried my best to thrash around, I could make out the sound of my girlfriend's dad's voice. I swear I could hear him chuckle, before covering it up with a cough. Someone even asked, "Hey Ben, did he wake up?" "Nah, it's just a normal bodily reaction," he responded. My blood went cold. I couldn't feel the pain, but the sensation of feeling a breeze inside your guts while you are essentially cut open. I still have nightmares about it. I was lying there for almost an hour, forced to hear the squelching sound of all my organs moving around. When it was over, I didn't speak to anyone for a full week. I didn't even leave my house. I couldn't.